In this training, we are going to break down links, images, files, and emojis as used inside of Smart Docs inside of Smart Suite. So if that's of interest, stick around and let's get into it. First and foremost, in order to access the elements that I just mentioned, we have to first have a Smart Doc inside of Smart Suite. Smart Docs are a field type that allow us to create Smart Docs inside of our applications. So before we move on to anything else, we have to first make sure that we have the Smart Doc field type. If you don't already have that in your application, please add the Smart Doc as we've done right here. It's its own type of field, which allows us to then create a doc inside each one of these records. You can see that we've already started working on some of these records, Smart Docs. So I'm going to start with a blank one here. And in order to access the Smart Doc, we first click it and we can then expand it by clicking again here. Or I can hold down Shift and hit Spacebar on my keyboard and it's going to open this up just like so. Now the first thing we want to talk about is links inside of the Smart Doc. Now in order to access anything advanced, any of the more advanced functions, we need to first access the menu. We get to the commands menu by hitting that slash key. And if I start typing out what I'm looking for, in this case, links, L-I-N gets me to link to a record. And we can read right here that this will allow us to add a direct link to an application's record. So if I go ahead and bring this in, what we notice is now it's asking us, well, where do you want to go inside of here? And these are organized, as you might expect, by the application in which the records live. So each thing that we can highlight right here, this is a different record inside of our different applications. So I have my Epics application or app, and inside of Epics, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different records that I can link to. Or if I scroll down, I have a Features application here, and I have a various number of different records inside of that as well. So there are a lot of different pieces that we can link up to here. Let's assume that we want to link to something inside of this particular application. So let me actually exit here. I'm in my Features application and I want to link to, let's say, that Notifications record. So that's the record right under this one. Well, I go ahead and go into my Smart Doc. Again, I hit slash to access the commands and I can start typing link to a record. And where am I? I need to scroll on down and find my notifications. Here they are. So I can just link directly to the record and I can say notifications is the record in question. And once I'm done with that, let's go ahead and save this up. Now when we expand this and look back at this doc again, I can highlight this, and when I click on that, it actually opens that specific record in that specific app so that I can access exactly what I was looking at right there. So, amazing feature. The fact that we can actually link to records that live in different places than the place that we're leaving this is really incredible. Right there in the Smart Doc. Now let's talk about including an image inside of our Smart Doc. Well, in order to do that, what we're going to do is, again, go back to our Smart Doc itself, and we can type slash to access the commands, and I can start by typing out image, and you see I get the ability to insert an image, and we can just, as the description would suggest, add images directly to our page or Smart Doc. So I'm going to go ahead and make that selection, and now I can choose where I want to find that file. So whether that's a link URL, I want to take a photo if I'm in the field on my cell phone, if I have that file in Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, etc., or if it's somewhere locally on my device, like mine. So I'll click on my device here, and we'll go ahead and then go to select the file to upload. And for me, it's going to be on my desktop, and I have it hidden here somewhere inside of my Smart Suite files. So if I go ahead and open that up, I've got a file already set here that I want to include in this particular example. So I select the file, open, and then once you confirm that that's what you're looking for, go ahead and upload it again. And now that image is going to appear right there in your Smart Doc. Notice that you can resize it. So I can grab the sides of this image and resize it if I'd like. And I can also align it to the left, align it to the right, wrap it. So if you're wrapping around text, whatever you need to do, add a caption. You've got a lot of options in terms of how you want to interact with that particular image inside of your Smart Doc. So similarly, we don't necessarily have to include an image. It could be any kind of file, so an Excel file, a CSV file, other file types as well, you can go ahead and insert them similarly here by going with Insert Attachment. And when we attach something to our page, we get the same options here, more or less. We can then select the file to upload and drop it in, and it will then be added as well. Now note the key difference here is that when we insert an image, it's actively presenting that image inside of the Smart Dock, whereas when we attach a file, we then have a link here that we can click that will allow us to access said file. So if you want the actual image to show up inside of the Smart Dock, be sure to choose Image instead of File when you're inserting or attaching those pieces to the Smart Dock. Now the last piece to talk about here is emojis inside of the Smart Dock. So, as you might expect, we can add a little bit of color to anything we're typing up. Again, you would hit that slash button to access the commands, and you have the option here to insert an emoji. And of course, we can use emojis to express emotions, which I think most of us know. So once you've made that selection, a lovely little emoji menu is going to pop up right here. You can scroll through and make a selection. If you know the name of the emoji you're looking for, like flexed bicep arm, you can go ahead and pick it out from the list right there just by typing, and you can just drop that emoji in as you can with text or some other rich text options. So Smart Suite has done a lot of thinking around the Smart Dock, allowing us to include a lot of advanced functionality in here. Go ahead and try out these different features for yourself, get familiar with them, and I will see you in the next training. If you have any questions about what we covered in this training, please ask them below in the comments section of this video. And until then, we'll see you in the next training.